That's my
Dude.
I'm telling you, we record these early in the morning for me anyway. It's in the afternoon for you, but it's like 7 a.m. here for me.
Yeah,
And this is how I start my day. It's like my daily theme song.
that's cool. So you got dude, the rock and roll kind of thing.
Well, so I was out last night with some friends.
Yes.
We went to see a little local concert here, and it was an ABBA cover band, and it was great. It was fun.
Yeah.
But I'm looking through StubHub at tickets, and me and my buddies we're not huge fans by any means. I don't listen to them on a regular basis, but I think we're all going to go see Iron Maiden in November.
Ooh.
See, that gets the blood pumping.
Now, in our audio podcasts, as everybody knows, we occasionally have a guest do a voiceover. We've had Stuart Mitchell. We've had my mother. Can you sort of have a word with Iron Maiden and get them to do it?
It'd be pretty fun.
This is Iron Maiden, and you're listening to. Oh, it'd be brilliant. We're gonna do it.
Yes. Somehow I don't think we qualify.
No, probably not. No. Who? No, I never heard of them. Tell them to go away.
But why are we here?
Today we have to talk about. Okay, so as I'm not an event planner, I'm sure everybody must realise that by now. There are some aspects of event planning that I'm unaware of, and one of them, which you've told me about recently, is this thing called an event binder.
Every planner knows the event binder.
I'm not a planner.
It is the binder that holds everything for an event. So here, this was for a little event, and this is my example of an event binder. Right, this is the cover. Right, you've got your agenda, your AV, your comms, your dine-arounds, your furniture, BEO diagrams.
So if you're listening to this on a podcast, then we've just looked at a document that's got those listed in it.
Yes, you're out of luck.
Now, and very surprisingly, it's very surprising for me at least. You say that these are printed and put into folders and carried around?
Since time immemorial. I'm sure that the event planner who put together the Roman Colosseum gladiator events had a stone binder.
Yeah. that must have taken ages to sort of carve that out, especially when you get to the end and say, "Oh no, we've got another guest."
No, because
all over again.
15 interns working on it.
Oh, that's right then. Yeah, right for interns.
No, but the binder, it is a thing, right? But because it is the hub of the event, everything, no matter how big of the event, right? Like we've actually done very large citywide conventions where the binder is actually a series of binders. There might be 4 or 5 or 6 and the big 2-inch ones. But it is the brain of
I have a question then. So if you have one or more of these Bible-like binders, big folders that everybody has to carry around with them, what happens if there's a change, like extra guest speaker, or the client has decided that something needs to be done slightly different? What happens to the paper version that everybody's got in their hands that's been printed out?
BEOs are a prime example. BEOs, your banquet event orders, that you get from the hotel the week before, they go in the binder, you get there, there's a change. Well, the hotel prints another copy, they give you another copy, you have to bring a 3-hole punch with you, you hit the 3-hole punch, you take out the old BEO and you put in the new BEO.
So to my mind, that's like, what on earth happens with all the paper you've just ripped out of the binder? It's not a sustainable thing to be doing these days.
No, but I mean, it goes in the recycle bin. But what happens if Roger gets a new BEO and forgets to put it in the binder, or it gets busy and it gets set down, or it gets lost?
Well, this is the other thing that I was thinking about, is the fact that say you've got a large team, a very large team, because you're doing a very large event. Somebody somewhere is going to have to go to each folder to ensure it is the most up-to-date version. And by the time they've got to the last one, I bet you they've got to start again.
Yeah, and then there are the dangerous pieces of paper in there, right? The shipping manifests or the passenger manifests, right? Things that if a BEO isn't updated and it's I don't know, breakfast coffee meeting with coffee and donuts, no harm, no foul, whatever. Um, but if it's an important piece of paper, uh, you know, a passenger manifest where you've added someone and you go on an offsite trip and then on the way back you forget that person because they're not on your list. Shit
Yeah.
happens, man.
And also, you might have a piece of equipment listed that wasn't actually there. So you could actually spend an awful lot of time looking for something that doesn't exist.
Yes.
Or you might end up, it might be scrubbed from a list, even though it has turned up. So everybody has to be, I hate the joke, but everybody has to be on the same page. Sorry,
Bad
it's
joke,
the
but it's
expression.
great.
What can I say?
Right. And so I guess in short, what we're saying, and actually I went back and I looked, and I think my first post about this, back when I used to actually be a writer and write things, was like back in 2013 when I was saying that you need to move. We needed to start moving away from the binder and go to a more a digital hub, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because this is a prime use of some kind of digital solution. And the beauty of it is, if it's a digital solution, it's going to work on your phone, your tablet, your laptop, your desktop, and everybody will be synchronized.
Yes.
So, and instantly.
And instantly, absolutely. And my preferred tool for this is Evernote, right? Evernote is the beast at collecting stuff. Now, and we're going to talk about Evernote today because you use Evernote, I use Evernote. Um, but that's not to say Evernote is the be all and end all, right? If you are an office that uses Office 365, Microsoft Windows, use OneNote. It's the same freaking product, right? It
Yeah.
truly.
So for the purpose of this chat, we're going to use Evernote as an example. There are other solutions available. It depends on the pricing, your preference, what your company allows, or what your personal preference is. But we're going to go with Evernote because it's something that we already quite knowledgeable about. Knowledgeable. I can't say the word. Something we know well because we use it daily. We use it for the bullet list. We use it for other projects. So yeah,
So basically, now's when I get to toss up my cartoon here.
we're gonna need a bigger binder.
Look
Yeah,
at that.
that's it.
But yes, so Evernote. So for those that don't know, Evernote is its name would give you the idea that it is just for notes, but it is not. It is a digital hub to put a lot of stuff, and Evernote is built. It looks very similar to how Outlook works or Microsoft Windows, with your structure over on the left and then whatever you're looking at on the right. It's very easy to learn. It's not very difficult, but it is
Yeah,
notes, individual notes, and notes themselves can contain PDFs, links, bullet lists, tables. You can drop Excel files in there. Pretty much anything that you have on your computer can go into a single note.
yeah. Images like for like table layouts
Yep.
or event layouts, it can go as an image, and everybody's got access to it. If it ever gets updated, it synchronizes between everybody on that account or that common account, and it just works beautifully. So, as you say, you have a note that sits inside a folder,
uh, which is called a notebook.
notebook in this case.
See what I did
However,
there?
yeah, well done, segue king. Um, but the beauty of it is you can actually group notebooks together.
Yes.
So you might actually have an overarching notebook for under the client's name, but there could be sub notebooks regarding equipment or speakers, and then each of those sub notebooks actually contain notes themselves.
Yeah, and it is a really powerful tool, right? So the way that I personally use it, and by the way, we still use it. I'm not gonna sit here and preach from on high because we still use binders. And it's
I mean, you're not going to get rid of them totally, but from an organizational point of view, Evernote is going to save you an awful lot of hassle.
it does. And we're every year that goes by, you go more and more into it. So, but we actually start in the site inspection page, right? So we have a notebook that is site inspections, and then you get inside, you have a note for each city that you visit or each hotel that you visit, whatever it happens to be. And as
Yeah.
you're going through, you're dropping things in there, right? So when you're taking pictures on the site inspection, you're putting those in that note. You can do handwritten notes and drop them in there. You can scan things, and again, the search functionality in Evernote is unreal. So if I take a picture of a sign, right, drop it into Evernote, and there's text on that sign, I can go back later and search for that text, and Evernote will find it.
Yeah, and I believe it's also got depending on what level you sign up for. I think it can search within a PDF,
Oh yeah. So yeah,
which is really really cool.
yeah. So and then as the event progresses, right, as you move out of the site inspection and you choose Chicago, right, then you can start to set it up more like your traditional binder. And when you're getting your orders from Encore, PSAV, whatever the hell they're called now, you can put those in there. Each room can have its own equipment list. It is a very, very brilliant solution.
It is, and mustn't forget it. The browser plugin that's available for Evernote, so you can actually clip, as it were, a web page, either the page entire or the article or just a text. There's certain things you can do, categorize it, tag it, and add it to an Evernote folder. So, for example, maybe you want to like a transport company or bus routes. I mean, yes, you can copy the table out, but if you want to know where the source was and where the information came from originally, and you want to check for any updates on the routes, you've got that information. It's brilliant.
Oh yeah, and then like even business card scanning, Evernote does. So when you first meet with the hotel, or actually no, when you're at your pre-con, right before the event starts, you sit down with every person who works in the hotel, all the department heads, and you're sitting there at this table, and they all give you business cards, right? And then we're all putting the numbers into the phone because you got to know who's your rooming contact and
Yeah,
who's your banquet manager and all that. But with this, you can just scan their business cards, and it goes into your phone.
it's really really cool. Um, yeah, I mean, I use it particularly because I like the way I can keep everything organized. It's easy to use as a word processor. If you can type stuff into a Word document,
Yeah.
you can use whatever that. It's that good. So
Yeah,
let's talk about. Sorry.
oh, I was going to say the biggest thing I think for people to get their head wrapped around is that in a single note, let's say we do BEOs, right? And you have BEOs for every room. You can put multiple PDFs into a single note, right? And so it's those little quirky things that cause people a little bit of frustration. I think I read once that Evernote did a study at one point, and this is years ago, so I'm sure it's changed now, but they said that it took the average power user 5 times of using Evernote, stopping, and then going back to it before they figured it out for themselves.
Yeah, I've heard that where people say, "Well, what's Evernote for?" But it's
It's
for what
everything.
you need it. It's what you need it to be.
It's your brain.
It's that good. I mean, the recently I say it's recent, but the way you can add tables now, it's so easy.
Yeah.
I just love it. So let's talk about the well. There's obviously like any online platform for doing anything, there are certain pricing levels.
I think with Evernote, they've only got two. Well, no, I'm not counting free. So free.
Okay.
Um, what do you get for free? You only get 2 devices. So you can use a tablet or a phone and your desktop.
Yep. Yep.
This is where they get you. Your maximum, the biggest a note can be is 25 megabytes. A few pictures and you're there, right? Um,
Yeah. Or a large PDF and
yeah.
yeah.
Um, but I think that they've got a personal and a professional plan, right? There's only a couple, but they're like $7.99 a month. It's not a ton of money. Um, but that's when you go up to, you can upload up to 10 gigabytes per month or 20 gigabytes per month total, but each note itself can be half a gig, right? I mean, then it starts to actually be a very powerful tool.
Yeah. If you're a one person planner doing local events, whatever, then the free version is probably going to be okay.
Yeah.
But as soon as you get into a small team or into a small company, then you really need to look I mean, I can see it listed here. Like the professional version is only £7.49 a month, and you get 20 gigabytes monthly uploads. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
well, I
that's
mean,
all right.
and here's the thing about Evernote, it's so hard to describe to people what it can do,
Yeah.
because it does pretty much whatever you need. You can annotate PDFs. It'll if you have multiple PDFs in your whole Evernote account, it'll search for a particular PDF. You can actually, in the Teams version of it, where you're working with other people, you can give someone a task with a due date, and it syncs with your
Oh,
calendar.
it's got to-do lists built into it as well.
Yeah, I
Oh, and don't forget all the integrations that is available for it as well.
yeah,
Loads of those. I mean,
because
there's too many to list for today, but
well,
there's
Evernote's the
loads.
OG, right? They've been around forever. So every up and comer wanted to integrate with them because they had been around forever. So they did, but now even those tools are hugely popular tools. And so it probably has one of the most robust um, integrations with everything on the planet.
Yeah, it's worth looking to it. Let's say it's far too much to talk about right now because we'll do all that in another episode.
Well, and
But
it's
yeah,
Saturday.
and it's a Saturday as well. Yeah,
Nobody wants to talk about this shit on a Saturday.
no, no. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so as we say, Evernote is the one we prefer. There are other options available, so find one that suits you. But
Well,
basically, what we're saying is get off the paper, go digital, and enjoy the benefits that provides.
and I'll even name some of the other ones that work just as well, right? OneNote, I think I mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
then Nimbus Note. Nimbus Note is a worthy competitor. Um,
Hmm.
when you're talking about a digital hub, I mean, I think everyone you could even use Airtable, Smartsheet, or even Excel, right? To be honest, um, I think everyone just needs to start having that hub of where everything lives, right? Now when you're planning events, everything is in so many different places that
Yeah. Yeah.
one place where you can go to all those other places. So, there are people that use Eventbrite or Cvent for registration. They use eShow for show floor, right? They all of that where you can actually have one nice place where links and documents and all of that live so that you can carry it in your pocket.
This the other thing that's worth pointing out is you could actually share a common storage area like Dropbox.
Yeah.
However, the documents you drop in, everybody has to be able to read them, and there might be proprietary formats or an uncommon format, or you can't do it on your phone, but you could possibly do it on your tablet. The beauty of Evernote is that you're typing directly into it as if you were using a word processor, so everybody gets to see it.
Yeah, and
So,
it's not only great for event planners, like you said, we use it for our show notes for planning, vacations. You know, I
well,
I have
yeah,
a personal Evernote and a professional Evernote. The personal one has my homeowner's insurance. It has my car insurance, right? All my car info, the registration. It's that way when if anything happens while I'm out, literally I have all of those documents at my fingertips.
yeah, that's really really cool. Yeah, I mean, when we developed our new project FizzPod, we used Evernote to swap ideas to see how we were going, which direction. I was able to update you with development ideas. You came back with sales and marketing ideas. So it became a really good tool to use for project development. I think,
It is. That's the
yeah.
thing. You can't explain Evernote to anybody, even if you show them, right? Because even when you're in it, you can move things around, and you can customize it a little bit, so that the look and feel is a little bit works better for
Well,
you. And
it comes down to intent. If you want to do like project management, then Evernote will get you to do that. It's just what you want to put into it.
yeah,
It's what you get out. So it's cool.
there you go.
So drop your paper, stay sustainable, go digital.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
all should
yeah, we all should. Yeah.
make a
Okay.
better world.
Yeah, that's a go. Okay. Well, I think that wraps up for today.
Yeah, what do we got tomorrow?
Tomorrow we
'Cause
are
we are going
booking.
every day in August. We're going to be live.
Tomorrow, Sunday. So we're going to look back at the week and see what we did wrong, what we did right, and how we can do it better, and all sorts of things. Maybe a couple of highlights of the ones we like the most this week.
Yes, that would be a good thing to do.
So, thank you everybody for watching. If you want to be updated on when we're going to go live, which is probably about 1:30 BST, British Standard Time, which is GMT +1. But you can join us we're on Facebook with the Bullet List Live group. We're Bullet List Show group, rather. Event Planner News page, the Planner Wire page, and you can come to the website. So come and join us. We would.
I got to say something. So with bullet-list.com.
Your contribution, well done. But yeah, we'd love to hear comments, some feedback. What did we mess up? What did we get right? What would you like us to talk about next? Topic ideas, got a question? Get into the Book List group. It's on Facebook. We're just going to sort of let you in, but it's public available. You can see it. And just chime in. Let us know what you want to see, what you want to talk, what we want to talk about, or perhaps you want to be a guest.